Leyla's, played by Roxy Shahidi, behavior in recent months on Emmerdale has been gravely concerning, with the troubled character acting up, drinking more than usual and going to extreme lengths to get her hands on some drugs. In Monday night's installment of the ITV soap, she seemed to lose all grip on reality as she ended up firing Priya Sharma, Fiona Wade, from Take a Vow, despite needing business as she was getting into debt by spending money on cocaine. However, there seemed to be a glimmer of potential between her and another villager, as it seems she is going to betray her husband, Liam Kavanagh, Johnny McPherson. The episode began with Leyla still bitter about losing out on Kim Tate's, Claire King, wedding planning gig, with Lydia Dingle, Karen Blick, taking the reins. With money tight, she was eager to try and get the job back, but she was stopped in her tracks when Priya explained she had got a couple who needed their help. To try and schmooze them, Priya took the couple out for lunch and used the company credit card, although Leyla explicitly told her not to. This led to the businesswoman firing her colleague, and it wasn't too long before she knew she was on her own, needing to get as much work as she could to pay off her debts. Using her powers of manipulation, she managed to convince Lydia it was too much for her to carry on planning Kim's wedding. With Lydia at breaking point, Will walked into the cafe and found Lydia in a right state as Leyla seemed to be in total control of the situation. Just as Will was about to leave, Lydia told him she was out of her depth and therefore, she was going to step down as wedding planner. "I'm not telling Kim you're pulling out now," the groom said, with Lydia replying, "I can't do it. I've tried but my nerves are absolutely shot." "Please, Will, I don't want Kim to hate me," she continued, with Will telling her he would sort it out and she was not to worry. Turning to a gleaming Leyla, Will said, "Seeing as you're so good at telling people how not to do things, why don't you get back on board?" "Well, I could. Do you want to run it past Kim first?" Leyla replied, with Will telling her, "Do you want it or not? I'm going to need that deposit back as soon as possible," she continued, with Will stating he would sort it with Kim. By the time the end of the episode came around, Will messaged Leyla to say, "Kim's on board, money will be with you tomorrow." Leyla was so pleased with herself, celebrating by pushing Priya out of the door of the office and taking another line of cocaine. It seemed Leyla was hell-bent on destroying her life, but her brief encounters with Will could lead to something a lot more. Ahead of his wedding to Kim, Will could find himself spending a lot more time with Leyla as his future wife refuses to work with her. This means he will have to organize all the wedding plans to ensure the couple's big day goes ahead with no problems. As Leyla continues to take more and more drugs, she could see Will in a whole new light as she thinks he would be the perfect person to take her mind off things. Although he has stated his commitment to Kim several times in the past few months, the stress of the situation could get to Will. Knowing Leyla could distract him from all this, Will could enter into an affair with the businesswoman. How well do you know your British soaps? How many times has Ian Beale been married in EastEnders? What is the name of Bianca Jackson and Ricky Butcher's son on EastEnders? On EastEnders in 2002, who accidentally ran Jamie Mitchell over in his car, which caused his death? How many times has Corey's Steve McDonald been married? What happened to Emily Bishop in Coronation Street? Who murdered Maxine Peacock in Coronation Street in 2003? Which incident in 1993 killed off 4 characters in Emmerdale? When did the show stop being known as Emmerdale Farm? On what day did Hollyoaks air its first episode? What was the name of the much-loved Coronation Street pet dog who was put down in April 2020 after 14 years? 1996 saw the arrival of one of Hollyoaks' all-time bad boys and rival of Kurt Benson, but who is he? Who is the longest-serving character on Coronation Street? Who shot Phil in EastEnders? How many fires have there been at Corey's Rover's return? Get out of my pub, you're no soaps fan. You're either too young to remember the big lines or have better things to do on weekday evenings. Casual viewer, you watch them sometimes so you kinda know what's been going on. Die Hard fan, you love watching the soaps so much your entire week is planned around when they air. Secrets don't stay harbored for long on the weeknight serial drama, so it could be the affair that will be exposed on Kim's wedding day. Just before he walks up the altar, Will could tell Leyla he has fallen for her, but she would not feel the same way. For her, their affair would have happened when she was high on drugs and needed something she knew her husband could not give her. Unfortunately for Will, this means he will have put his future in jeopardy for something which was completely meaningless to Leyla. How will Kim react if she discovers what her other half has been up to behind her back, and will she seek revenge on the cheating duo? Earlier this year, producer Laura Shaw explained to Express.co.uk and other media there were big things on the horizon for Leyla. The soap boss said, "Layla's got a huge story coming up where a shocking secret is revealed, and this will have huge ramifications for Liam and Jacob, in particular. Could one of these consequences be she will have an affair behind Liam's back? It seems there is no end to the trouble surrounding Leyla, so there could be a high chance she will ruin relationships to feed her drug habit."